Keep it going a little. Keep going. Woohoo! That's fun. Thanks, honey. Welcome. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm Theresa Fieberts. I'm a mom. I'm a mommy. I'm a mommy, and I'm a grandmommy, and I'm a daughter, and I'm a lover, and you are, how many mommies in the room? How many of you have a mommy or had a mommy? Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. How many of you love and nurture and support something or someone? Everybody's hand should be up right now, including yourself, because you should be loving and supporting and nurturing thyself, most definitely. So together, we're exploring this thing called life. We're exploring this thing called life, and we're seeking to understand it as a spiritual entity. You know, like this one energy, pulse, influence, urge that comes from the infinite invisible into form, into life, into our bodies, into our essence, into this beauty that we're surrounded by here at the Sarasota Garden Club, yeah? Yeah, yeah. And we come together seeking the light in the dark, right? We're always seeking a feel-good, yeah? When we don't feel good. So often I think we come here to feel good, because yeah. So most of us learned as we were growing up to embrace the things that feel good and not those that feel icky, sticky, bad, heavy, difficult, dark, right? We don't want that stuff, yeah. Well, we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about how our aversion doesn't help, and that there is a powerful synergy. There's a powerful synergy and alchemy available to us when we allow that play, when we allow ourselves to play in the dark to find the light. Yes? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you haven't discovered it, you will. You will. We're going to do it. And we're going to do it couched today in this idea of the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother, dark, fertile soil, ripe for birth. Yes? Yeah. It's the darkness that gives birth to the light. And so many of us have to unlearn our fear of the dark. You know, our avoidance behaviors and all of that. We have to unlearn those behaviors of fear and control, thinking that we have control, or even labeling. When we get into that, labeling things as bad. It's not helpful for us. So I want us to recognize and affirm the allness. So if you would just join me right here and right now into that fertile soil, into the medium, into law, from where life comes. Let us plant the seeds. Let us be clear about our intention to explore and embrace that unconditioned place of love. That unconditioned place of love that birthed each and every one of us, that breathes life into this body here, now, and always. That unconditioned love, which is saying yes to life in, as, and through each one of us here when we get out of the way. So let us collectively affirm today, let's make a commitment to fall into that abyss of love, to allow the darkness, the womb, the fertility and creativity of the one energy, substance, and source of all life to continue to inform and uplift and inspire. In, as, and through me, in, as, and through each one. I know this truth for everyone that tunes in from home or from wherever they are, that there is that one life, infinite in power, infinite in scope, in knowledge, in awareness, in presence, everywhere present all the time. Infinite possibilities. This is a great love, a love so great, so complete, so inclusive, so extreme and so extravagant that I know this day we do not fall asleep. I know this day we do not turn a blind eye, but fall in with heart and mind open to all that is present here, now, for this is a transformative moment, a powerful moment. I claim it as such. I let it be. I release it, and therefore so it is. Yeah. Okay, we have in this powerful moment a treat for you. If you were with us online through COVID, hanging out and watching from your house while we were presenting from our house, okay. Felicia Rose was with us once during that time, and so we're really delighted to have her back here in person, in the flesh, without the screen in between us. It's so great to have you, Felicia. And I want you to get to know her. You'll get to know her through her music, but also to check out our merch table and talk to her after the service. Have at it.
All right, there's so many songs that go with this message today, but this one is one that I wrote during COVID when I was wanting to come back out into the world, but some of us were afraid. I was afraid to come back. And this song came through. And once you learn it, you can sing it with me. darkness and into the light. With faith, trust, and surrender, we'll be alright. With faith, trust, surrender, we must have faith. Easy. Trust, surrender, we must have faith. Trust, surrender, we must have faith. Trust, surrender, and we'll be alright. And the Lord says, come and take my hand. Let go of fear. Clear your mind and go inside. You'll find me here. You'll find me with faith, trust, surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender, and we'll be alright. Baby sea turtle hatches on the land. She makes her way across the hot, dry sand into the ocean unknown. Off she goes, all alone. But she has so much, everyone. Faith, trust, surrender. We must have 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 faith, trust. Keep singing, surrender. We must have. We must have faith, trust, surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender. Faith, trust, surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender. We'll be alright. No need to fear, 'cause we're never alone. We faith, trust, surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender, and we'll be alright. We'll be alright. Surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender. We must have faith, trust, surrender, and we'll be alright.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful, Felicia. Thank you. So good morning. My name is Jim Grove. I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center, and I have your reading for you today. It is from This Thing Called You by Dr. Ernest Holmes, who's the founder of our Science of Mind philosophy. and I think it goes very well with this theme that we're talking about this month. He says, "Let us think of a tunnel, one end of which is out in the open where there are fertile valleys, glorious sunshine, verdant vegetation. There is song, laughter, happiness, peace, and joy. Let us call this the Valley of Contentment. Let us also call it the Valley of God, the Kingdom of God. You are at the other end of this tunnel in a deep, dark cavern overlooking a desert through which no refreshing streams flow. Somehow your attention has been drawn to the open end of this tunnel. With a curiosity that you did not put in your mind, you wish to investigate where this tunnel leads. What is at the other end of it? You peer into the tunnel. At first it seems dark, but occasionally a shaft of light shines through it, and you catch a vision of the other side. You have a great longing to walk through this tunnel, to leave behind the dismal scene of discontent and unhappiness, and to enter into the joy that your brief glimpse has promised. For in this glimpse, you have seemed to see yourself standing at the other end of the tunnel. Perhaps in this momentary vision, you seem to have seen your own spirit. It seems as though something says, yes, this is myself. How am I going to unite myself with myself? Then darkness closes in. Your vision has vanished. It must have been an illusion. Now there are two voices that seem to be talking to you. One voice says, you are following a mirage, an illusion. There is nothing real but this end of the tunnel. Accept things as they are. Make the best of them. Be as happy as you can, but do not hope. This is the voice of despair. The other voice is saying, do not be afraid. Your vision is true. Enter the tunnel and walk through. There is nothing solid in it. That which obstructs your passage is vapor, the vapor of unbelief. It is dense only with the denseness of doubt. It is filled with the thoughts of the ages. There is a lamp within you already lighted. As you walk through the tunnel, the darkness will disappear because of this light. You will find that other half of yourself, and you will discover that this tunnel is your own mind. This is a picture of yourself, your efforts, your hopes and longings, your inspirations and doubts, your fears and faiths. The barriers between you and your greater good are not barriers in themselves. They are things of thought. It is because of this that all things are possible to faith. Jesus summed up the whole proposition when he said, it is done unto you as you believe. And so it is.
Okay, this one's another little bit of a sing-along. It has to do with the illusion. So Maya is illusion in Sanskrit, and Jaya is the celebration of spirit, victory to spirit. So for anyone that's not familiar with those words, and the rest I think you'll know. Forever longing, forever yearning to be released from the prison of the mind, to align with the divine, singing glory, glory, glory. Release me from the story. Glory, glory, glory. Set me free. Jaya, Jaya, Jaya. Release me from the Maya. Jaya, 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 set me free. Did you learn those words? Glory, glory, glory.
that couldn't have been more perfect if I had written the song myself. That was awesome. That was so great. Thank you. I'm so happy you're here with us. So happy you're here. Wow. Glory, glory, glory. Release me from my story. Wow. Right? Like, we're not going to forget that one, are we, folks? Oh, my gosh. I love it. Oh, man. You know, all faith traditions talk of divine love, right? All faith traditions talk of divine love and the process of transformation, the light and the dark. I mean, this is universal thought, right? The idea of wisdom being inherent within a challenge, even, is old thought, culturally diverse idea, right? And often all that's associated with the Divine Mother, goddess energy, birth, Holy Mother, right? We associate, we've got these stories, don't we? But we often confuse all that with our human experience of mother. Maybe not all of you. The only one? I'm the only one? Okay. But, ancient human people, before the Greeks and the Romans, were worshiping that energy, that feminine energy, So this is a spiritual experience throughout the ages, spanning cultures and diverse backgrounds, even. But there's a history to Mother's Day, and I've shared this before. And every year I do more research. I love researching holidays and finding out where they come from and that kind of thing. So Ann Jarvis, West Virginia, 1858. Was the first one who really sought to have an announcement, a proclamation that we were going to promote the welfare of mothers so they can care for their children, so they understand health, so they understand sanitation. She gave birth to 11 children, only 4 made it through childhood, became adults, only 4 out of 11. The infant mortality was very, very high. It still is in the United States. Out of 38 countries that are high income producing countries, out of 38, the United States has the highest infant mortality rate. I think the rate for women that die with complications from childbirth is also very high in our nation. And the irony of that is, out of those 38 countries, we pay the most. That takes my breath away. Takes my breath away. So then in 1870, Julia Ward Howe, do you know her name? She did the words for the Battle Hymn of the Republic, yeah? So in 1870, she wrote a proclamation, not just for Mother's Day, but for Mother's Day of Peace, or Mother's Peace Day. Yeah, this is very cool stuff. I can't read the whole thing to you just because of time, but I have to read a little bit of it. Arise, all women who have hearts, whether your baptism be that of water or of tears. Say firmly, we will not have great questions decided by irrelevant agencies. Our husbands shall not come to us reeking of carnage for caresses and applause. Our sons shall not be taken from us to unlearn all that we have been able to teach them of charity, mercy, and patience. We women of one country will be too tender to those of another country to allow our sons to be trained to injure theirs. So she goes on to say, disarm. Stop the senseless violence. We don't solve our problems that way. We don't teach our children to solve their problems that way. The heck are we doing? So then she says, this is what we should do. Take counsel with each other as to the means whereby the great human family can live in peace, each learning after his own time the sacred impress, not of Caesar, hear me, not of the government, right? But of God. But of God. In the name of womanhood and humanity. She's calling for an alternative government. She is calling for a government where feminine voices and ideals are not only heard, but utilized, where we find solutions without violence, where we find a peaceful world. That was what Mother's Day was about. So that was 1870, and if I'm not mistaken, Woodrow Wilson, it was sometime like around 1916 when it became a holiday, or maybe it was 1908, something like that, 1909, when it became a holiday, and then Hallmark, Mr. Hallmark, got involved, and things started changing rapidly, right? But don't we all want peace? We want peace in the midst of conflict. We want to be able to feel peaceful in the midst of conflict. Personally and globally, collectively, we want to experience that. All of us do. We want to learn how to solve our problems with peace. We want to learn how to face our fears, our challenges with courage, with faith, with creativity, with faith, trust, and surrender. Yeah. We want to overcome the darkness with love and light. Yeah, that's what we want. And we want guidance in the unknown. We want guidance in the dark. I've shared with you how I am so incredibly guided every single week to some book in my massive book collection. And I was drawn to this book. I don't even know where it came from. I don't know where I got it. In my collection, Hidden Journey by Andrew Harvey. And it's about his spiritual, it doesn't say anything, Hidden Journey, A Spiritual Awakening, Andrew Harvey. And I grabbed it last Saturday when I was going up to babysit my granddaughter. And I knew she sleeps a lot. She's only 6 months old. She sleeps a lot. I'd have a lot of time to read. Oh my God, it is about his spiritual awakening, his spiritual experience with Mother Mara, Meera. He called her Ma. He met her when she was 17 years old. So Andrew Harvey was born in India. He was raised in England. He has a very heady education, Western education. He met her through Sri Aurobindo's ashram, I think. And Sri Aurobindo was one of Ernest Holmes's influences later in his life. And he had said if he had read his work, Aurobindo's work first, early on, he would have started with the heart and not the head. He knew he was really all heady, right? But he would have started with the heart. So anyway, Mother Mara, you can look her up. She's still doing her work, which is meditation. You look at her eyes, and you've met her. Oh, yes. So she has a home in Germany, and Yes. Oh my God, I can't wait to talk to you about that. Everybody's going to flock you afterwards. Go see Angelica. You can YouTube and see her videos, where you're just staring into her eyes and they fill with water. Oh my God, it's just beautiful. Anyway, in the book we read, God is simple. We are complicated. Isn't that good? God is simple. We are complicated. God, I love that. So Andrew Harvey says, when you look at God as mother, it's so radical, so potent, so all-embracing. Wow. So I think some of his journey is really great for this conversation and for all of us to embrace God or the dark as mother, as that divine mother, as that infinite love, that unconditioned love, right? So throughout the book, he's got the voice of Ma talking to him. So she was talking to him, but yet she was coming to him in meditation. Now, then she just came to him anytime when he was walking in a grocery store, right? And that's how it happens. So he hears this voice. You cannot transform what you have not blessed. You can never transform what you first have not accepted and blessed. Oh, that's good. Don't just nod your head. Take a moment. What have you not accepted? And what have you not blessed in your life? Breathe into that. What have you not accepted and what have you not blessed? And what if that pain was simply an invitation? Simply an invitation. My God. An invitation to know truth, to find God, to have a deeper understanding. An invitation to love more. What if it's just that? What if it's just that? So my 4 biggies, and this is as an adult, because I'm not going to go all the way back, we'd be here too long. My 4 biggies, my 4 dark nights: alcohol, drug abuse that led to, resulted in divorce, financial debt and all the chaos that goes with that led to, ended in bankruptcy, misunderstandings, betrayals that led to, ended up in loss of community, violence, rape that led to me going to a training and learning and becoming educated to teach children K through 12 mindfulness. Yeah. That's a blessing. Because I knew that I had to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. So I could not stay there. What happens when we stay in anger, when we stay in rage, when we stay in violence? It begets more. Anger begets anger. Yes, we know that. So let's unpack for a minute. I had to stop pretending that these things weren't a problem, first and foremost, right? I had to stop pretending that I was living in a chaotic, abusive, alcoholic, drug-induced environment, right? I had to accept that. I had to get real with myself. I had to stop resisting it. I had to lean in. I had to surrender. I had to drop the labels that they were bad. This is really critical, and it's a really big deal, and it's hard to do because, damn it, we want to blame somebody. It does us no good to do that. It puts us in the victim role. It is not empowering to be in a place of blame. It's not empowering to be in a place of guilt either. I want to let that shit go, right? I have a little button that says that. Should have worn that today. Ernest Holmes wrote this. It's brilliant. This is from his book, Help for Today. It is better to light one candle than it is to curse the darkness. That became my practice, by the way, when I got divorced. I had to deal with the kids all day long. I'd put them down, clean up, put them to bed, and I'd clean up, and then I'd open a bottle of wine, turn on Melissa Etheridge, light a candle, and bawl my eyes out. And I did it every single night until I didn't have to do it anymore. I'm looking at my therapist in the room. Was that okay? Yeah. So he goes on to say, the darkness in our life is dissolved when we light the candle of understanding, of forgiveness, of truth, of love. And darkness has no power over light, but light does have power over darkness. Hate has no power over love, but love can dissipate hate. Fear cannot destroy faith, but faith can annihilate fear. Thank you, Ernest Holmes. So we enter the silence. We enter the silence. Joel Goldsmith, the mystical eye. Silence. Everything we need, all the guidance, all the ideas, all the love that we need is there. And if you go into the silence and you meditate and you don't feel love, sit longer. Stay there. Because it's there. It's where you are. It went nowhere. You did. You put up the blocks, the curtain, the veil, whatever. Go deeper. Go deeper. So Joel Goldsmith says, the womb, that depth, that darkness, is from which all creation flows. And it is necessary to our individual experience. All those experiences of mine, before, in childhood and in early adulthood, all brought me right here. Right here, yay is right, So we want to bless it. Go into it, not avoid it. Don't hide from it. All the great teachers tell us this. Andrew Harvey says he had plenty of doubts. He had plenty of darkness that he talks about in here. And he was always encouraged by Ma to sit and be still, to sit and receive. She says, you have to be humble, no? She says, Andrew likes to be clever. I can relate to that. I got a master's degree. I think I'm a know-it-all. I know everything, right? It's hard sometimes to be silent, to be humble. But that's what we've always been told by every great master, right? That if we're going to come to God, we come humble, we come open, we come vulnerable, we come receptive, we come childlike, we come with a beginner's mind. We don't come to talk, we come to listen. That's hard for me. Yeah. He was told by another follower, traveler, teacher at Maz that the heart must break to become large. When the heart is broken open, then God can put the whole universe in it. Is that as juicy to you as it is to me? Oh my God. Oh, open your heart so God can put the whole universe in it. So it's with intention, with commitment, with pain, and our passion that we open to the fullness that life is. And that's where we get our fuel, too, to love wildly, unconditionally, extravagantly. Because that's what the world needs. That's what the world needs. Yeah. And we can't stop just wanting to heal our own lives. It's not about that. It's not about that. And Anna Jarvis knew it wasn't about that, and Julia Ward Howe knew it wasn't about that we are one, we are a collective, that every mother wants for every child what they want for their child, that we want for each other what we want for ourselves, that we want 2 blocks up the street for them to have the same thing that we have, that we want across the globe, right? Right, right. Joel Goldsmith again says, again, when he's talking about that womb, that place of all creation, from where all creation flows, he says this, that with it flows the loving of our neighbor as ourselves. That we must be acted upon and act out of commitment. We must make a claim of commitment to do that, because he says we cheat ourselves. We cheat ourselves if we don't. We cheat ourselves by not loving our neighbors, for our neighbor is ourself. It's what we teach here, right? There's only one thing ever happening. There's one energy that comes in to form all form. So what if our social ailments, our wars, our conflicts, the hatred, oh my God, the cursed way that we talk to each other, what has seemed to become so normal, in the way that people talk about and to each other, that process of othering, you know, like there's something other than us. Any legislation that feels like it is taking our freedom, freedom of expression, freedom to live freely, freedom to love freely, freedom of choice, freedom for our children, oh my God, to feel safe in schools, for us feeling safe to go to the mall, to drive your car on the highway. To go to your place of worship, to go to a synagogue. What if that is an invitation for all of us? Right here, right now, what if that is our invitation? Without labeling it, without finding blame, without finding fault, can you do that? It is possible. It's possible. It's possible. But we have to get real. We have to look deeply. We have to find understanding. We have to accept. We have to bless. We have to have faith and trust and surrender. Yeah? We have to bless without cursing. And I know you're thinking, how can we bless without cursing? How can we bless without cursing? You know what? When pain brings you to your knees, that is a good moment. That is a moment where we say, wow, I need to find solace. I need to find peace. I need to find love. I need to find joy. I need to find comfort. I need to find, right? It's a blessing. It's a blessing on our journey. Then the pain becomes your friend, teacher, guide, because it's birthing something within you. So what if you are exactly where you're supposed to be, at exactly the right time, in the exact pile of poop that you find yourself in? What if that is something you can bless and not curse? Yeah. Joe Goldsmith, the reason why we meditate is so the kingdom of God, which Jim read about, which, you know what the kingdom of God is in metaphysical terms? It's a radical way of knowing the divine. Yeah? It's a radical way of living where there's no separation, where you see all life is spiritual. That's the divine kingdom. That's the kingdom of God. So he says that's why we meditate, so we can establish on earth as it is in heaven. What is heaven? Higher consciousness. Yeah, so the highest, greatest possibilities that we can think of and imagine, we can live here on earth. That's why we meditate. So this Mother's Day, quickly, I know I've probably gone really long, huh? This Mother's Day, instead of empty platitudes to all the moms that we know, like job well done, Thanks for doing such a great job. How about we do something real? Yeah. Protect our children, feed our children, clothe our children, house our children, educate our children. All our children, our lesbian children, our gay children, transgender children, our children that are questioning. All our children, black, brown, white, beige, tan, pink. All our children, that we have good health care for them, that we have mental health care for them as they need it, that they have access to stellar education, cutting edge, stellar education, books and resources that light their minds and enthuse their hearts, that make them come alive, so that we all get to live in a loving and accepting society. And we can't do that in 1 hour a week on Sundays. And I can't talk about it for 20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes even. It's too big. So after the service, I'm going to circle up over here, grab a cup of coffee, we'll talk about it a little bit, let me hear your ideas, and I got a homework assignment for you. And this is directly from Ernest Holmes. Make a list of your underlying thoughts. Those dark things, the things that, feel icky, sticky, yucky, whatever. The things that kind of dissolve when you're here on Sunday mornings, but then, a couple hours later, a couple days later, you're like cussing and swearing and using fingers and whatever. Those things. And wherever the word hate is, or something of the sort, write love. And wherever the word resentment is, write compassionate understanding, or love. Wherever the word worry, fear is, write faith, trust, surrender. Write words of creativity, write words of possibility. With intention, bless, not curse. With intention, bless, not curse. Good parents listen to the cries of their children and the needs of their children, do they not? I want to hear yours. Our practitioners are here to hear yours. Don't let your darkness go. Don't avoid it. Come to us. Let us help you through that. That's what we do. Yeah. And there's no time like the now. I am going to leave you with the rest of Ernest Holmes' quote from Help for Today about the candle. Let us therefore light the candle of love, human kindness, forgiveness, and understanding in our own soul, and let it shine brightly. Let us not peer into the darkness troubled and concerned because it is so foreboding and unknown. Rather, let us remain steadfast in radiance, that the spiritual light of truth is within ourselves. Let us stand guard so that the winds of malice, cross purpose, ignorance, or misunderstanding will not blow out the light. Let us so live each day that the light from our candle of spiritual knowledge will forever be clear and understood, not only by ourselves, but by all with whom we come in contact. This, my friends, is how we create a world that works for everything, everyone, everywhere, all the time. And so it is.
And that's exactly why I was asking you which songs you wanted me to sing. Because I had about 4 or 5 written down that could go with that talk. And I think I've scratched them all off the list. And That was beautiful. So, yeah, I have a lot of songs that could go with that, but I think I'm just going to go super, super simple, and we can sing along. I have also a female guru. She's been passed for 5 years, a Mother Mira type. And if I sing any of those songs, I'll probably start crying, so, because today is the day. All right. Deep within every being alive, there is a well with water from the source of our life, filled to the brim with eternal love. God's love, Spirit's love, unconditional love is inside of everyone. Drop your burdens, let go of your pain, let the love of Spirit flow through your veins. Forgive yourself for hanging on so long. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul easy. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Drop it in the river, let it go. Burn it in the fire, let it go. Give it up to Spirit, let it go. Free yourself, everybody, let it go, let it go, let it go, let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your. Here's another part. It goes, free yourself as you let it go. You can sing either one. Free yourself as you let it go. Free yourself as you let it go. Free yourself as you let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Free yourself. Free yourself as you let it go. 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 troubles, take your burdens too. Wrap them up in a great big box and give it up to Spirit. Let it go. Drop it in the river. Let it go. Burn it in the fire. Free yourself. One more time. Maybe 2 or 3 and then we'll stop. Okay. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Let it go, let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let love fill your soul. Let it go. Whoosh.
Wow. Thank you, Felicia, and thank you, Reverend Theresa, for a very powerful message this morning. I don't know about you, but I feel like I've received a real gift this morning. Do you? Yes. All right. And isn't it natural when you receive something that blesses your heart so much that you want to give back to that source of good? Well, this is your chance. This is our time of offering right now. And for those watching at home, there's a banner scrolling below the screen that will tell you how you can contribute to this center, to the source of your spiritual good. And the basket will be passed around now. And for those of you that want to contribute in a different way than by a check or by cash, you can do so on our website, and you can also set up your own automatic online banking. So with that being said, let's just know right now that as we've been blessed by this word, by this music, by this message, that we give back from our hearts with the intention that this message, this music, these words go into our hearts and help us to be the light in the world that the world so much needs right now. And I know that with this intention that we have set, that these gifts go forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. And I know they're returned to each and every one of us multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Jim. Let's sing together. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Thank you very much for your financial support of this center. And I have a couple of announcements for you, actually more than a couple, a few. First of all, prayer is very important to everyone, and we at this center and in religious science believe in the power of positive affirmative prayer. And if you would like prayer support this morning, one-on-one, I would be glad to meet with you after the service. We have a screen set up over here to my right with a table, and you can sign up, or you can just write your prayer request on the prayer request form and drop it in the basket, and know that you'll be kept in positive, affirmative prayer by all of our spiritual practitioners this coming week. You can also request prayer through prayer@cslculturalcoast.org. That would be emailing that address. Also, be sure to check out our Facebook page and our website, cslculturalcoast.org. And Ethy, is tomorrow the last day of the meditation? Okay. So tomorrow evening, Ethy Enos and Julie Birch will be conducting the last of the Monday evening meditations, and that has been sent out in the newsletter. You can get information for it also from Ethy, who's here today, and also on our website. So please participate in that. Also on Wednesday evenings, I conduct the Spiritual Living Circle by Zoom, and if you're interested in joining us, please see me after the service, or once again, we have that information in the newsletter that is sent out every week and on our website. Also, we have a couple of other events coming up. Next Sunday, we have a workshop after our service called Serving as Conduits of Healing Source Energy by David Winfrey.
So he's here. I'm standing up here just so I can
Oh.
interject.
Good.
There's David.
And there he is. And that is a love offering, and it's from 12:30 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon right here in this building. So please join us for that.
There's flyers on the table.
Yes, flyers on the table. Also flyers on the table for a new class that's coming up that our teacher extraordinaire, Kathleen Frankert, will be teaching. Kathleen, raise your hand. Another of the spiritual practitioners here at the center. And it's Exploring Roots of Science of Mind. And it's from June 6th to August 15th. We skipped July 4th week. And it's from 6 to 9 p.m. on Zoom. Cost is $295. CSLCC members, $236. And please see Kathleen after the service with any questions that you might have. And I believe that is it for the announcements.
I just want to thank Felicia again.
Going to keep going with the sing-along since you guys got it going on. And it's so beautiful. We're surrounded by the mother. Getting thin. The veils are getting thin. Be not afraid to let the light in. Be not afraid to let the light in. Is stronger than fear. Love is stronger than fear. And if you've ever heard of Ganesha, Ganapati, Sanskrit being, Hindi being, openings, new beginnings, safe travels. And I always think Ganesha removes the obstacles. That's what they say. And I think our biggest obstacle is fear. So I'm going to do a little chant to Ganesha in here too, and then we'll get going. Okay. Om Ganapate Om Ganesha Om Ganapate Om. Easy, right? Om Ganapate Ganapateo, Ganesha Om Ganapateo.